A public DNA database led to an arrest for a cold case from more than 2 decades ago. Angie Dodge was murdered in Idaho Falls back in 1996, but police could not find her killer despite having a sample of his DNA. Then in 2014, investigators made the controversial decision to search a once public DNA base owned by Ancestry.com. Anne-Marie Green investigates for this week's 48 Hours. She's been following this case with 48 for more than 2 years.
My name is Gayle Dodge, and I am the mother of Angie Dodge, who was brutally murdered in June of 1996. And for 23 years, I've traveled every road there is to find justice for my daughter.
When her daughter Angie was first murdered, Gayle Dodge thought the killer would be brought to justice quickly. Idaho Falls police had his DNA, a pristine sample, says DNA expert Greg Hampikian.
It's a single profile, complete identification, one man to the exclusion of everyone on the planet.
But for nearly 2 decades, police couldn't find a match to the DNA, not even in the criminal database. So in 2014, Gayle Dodge pushed then case detective Patrick McKenna to do something very controversial: search public DNA databases in search of the killer or anyone related to him.
My whole purpose is to find who killed Angie Dodge.
Detectives searched a small database owned by Ancestry.com, which used to be public, and got a hit.
It led us to this Michael Usry Jr., who just happened to be a filmmaker.
Michael Usry was living in New Orleans, Louisiana, trying to break into the film industry.
I shoved her body over in the shower and just kept stabbing her.
With this short film called Murderabilia.
Murderabilia got me the reputation of being a person who is really into murder and things like that.
Police picked Usry up for questioning and collected his DNA.
They finally had to look at me and go, no, we think that you, Michael Usry, we think that you're involved in this murder case.
Usry turned out not to be the killer, but in the end, the man who did match the DNA was actually a distant relative Usry didn't even know existed. A man who, in 1996, was living just across the street from Angie Dodge.
Boy, Anne-Marie Green joins us at the table. All these years later, you can still feel and hear Gayle Dodge's pain. Can police still use Ancestry.com?
No. So this was long before we had heard about familial DNA and the Golden State Killer and some other cases that have been solved. So Ancestry was sort of caught off guard by this. They say now, because we reached out to them, that police cannot use their DNA database anymore unless there is a court order or a warrant. The database that was used in this case was public at the time. They have shut it down. They have made it private, so no one can access it.
All right, Anne-Marie, thank you very much. And you can see Anne-Marie's full report, The Twisted Case of Angie Dodge, on 48 Hours tomorrow at 10, 9 Central, right here on CBS.